Welcome, everybody, to Ignite Humanity Live. Happy Monday, wherever you are in the world. Happy to have you here, and we are excited to talk about igniting humanity. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm delighted to be here as we step into the ideas about how we all can ignite humanity and what the things that we can do in our lives personally to make humanity a better place. And I always love talking about this subject because the truth is, we can ignite humanity. It's possible. It's totally doable. And if each and every one of us decide that that's going to happen in our world, we will make it unfold. And so igniting humanity is a doable, possible process. And some of the things that I love to do on the show is talk to individuals about how they are igniting humanity and what they're doing, those little incremental steps that we're all making to shine the light on what's possible with humanity. And when we show up as a better version of ourselves, well, guess what? That gives people the ability to do the same. And then they want to show up and mirror that. And so we create this ripple effect of igniting humanity. Well, I'm so passionate about talking about igniting humanity that today you're going to get all me. Yes, that's right. Our guest, for some reason, has not shown up this morning. And so guess what? We're going to talk about my Ignite moment and how igniting humanity, what that means to me. And I'm going to share with you some of the fun stuff we're doing at headquarters, HQ, Ignite HQ, to ignite humanity and some of the projects that we have going on. And how did this all come to be? Well, I will share with you during COVID, of course, I was watching my children. I have 4 beautiful kids, 2 my own and 2 of my stepkids. And I saw many of them struggling through what was possible for them in their future. All of them were in their just beginning stages of life in their early 20s and teens. And they were kind of feeling a little bit of hopelessness. And what I realized, it was important to have them feel inspired about what was possible in their lives. I wanted them to be thinking about what they could do, what they could create, what was possible. And I really wanted them to think about solutions and ways for them to be a part of the big ecosystem around the globe, how to help with creating peace and ending world hunger and saving the polar ice caps and looking at those big problems that we're all facing and deciding that they could be individuals to make a big impact in those areas. I also started Googling who was igniting humanity. I wanted to know who in the world is making humanity their plight. And interestingly enough, I didn't find anyone specific. There were a lot of references to people of the past, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, people in our history who have made big impact in igniting humanity, but there wasn't anyone really currently that was being dubbed as igniting humanity or making a big impact in the humanity sector. And as I Googled even deeper and asked what woman is making an impact in igniting humanity, I didn't find anything. In fact, funnily enough, I found an Ignite conference that was 2 years old. I found a makeup company that was igniting your skin. I found a lot of other things using the word ignite or humanity, but not them together. And I went to bed that night feeling a little bit disappointed. Like, why wasn't somebody making igniting humanity important in their lives? And why wasn't there a woman out there that was making this her mission? And how come somebody wasn't dedicated to igniting humanity? And while I was lying in bed feeling a little bit angry, I got the download from his Holy Father who said, it should be you. Don't complain about something unless you're willing to fix it. And that was my moment where I realized if I really wanted to ignite humanity, it was up to me to make an effort to do it. And that led upon this wonderful journey of me uncovering and discovering other amazing people on the planet who are igniting humanity in their lives. And they're doing it in different ways, because what I realized is there's multiple ways for us to teach each other and share one another what's possible in our lives. Again, we have to be thinking about our future and what we can do, what we're capable of, and the problems that we can solve. And I saw many people around the globe igniting humanity in different and unique ways. And that was the precipice of the show. How could I showcase people who were doing things so that you, the viewer, and so many people watching TV could hear positive, empowering stories about people making a significant difference? I found television and news to be so disappointing and depressing and almost debilitating in what was possible because there was so much negativity. And what I decided was, why not do a show that showcases people igniting humanity? Now, if I wanted to backtrack that a little, what I also realized is all of those people, and we have over 150 episodes of individuals that you can watch on our YouTube channel or go to Traverse TV and see our VOD channel. These people were actually igniting humanity based on an ignite moment in their life. And as a publisher of over 750 authors, 23 different compilation books already out there spanning the globe, what I realized was ignite moments was this powerful ignition point for people to step into a greater version of themselves. And if people were igniting humanity, well, there was some ignite moment that sparked that started that was the ignition point and the rocket fuel to get them to where they are now. The interesting thing in publishing 750 stories is that many people's ignite moments are moments of pain and moments of sorrow, hardship and challenge. And often people have to overcome a lot to get to that greater version of themselves. And what I love about an ignite moment is the power of the hero's journey and how people persevere and overcome challenges to really gain that greater version of themselves. They don't become a victim of their story, they become the hero. And that was a powerful differentiator because a lot of people are talking about things that have happened to them and they're dwelling in the negativity, they're dwelling in the low vibration. Well, ignite stories are really meant to spark something and ignite something and bring forth something. And that possibility, that wisdom, that golden nugget, that silver lining in the magic that has unfolded really was inspiring to many, many people. And if you're not aware of it, well, Ignite has multiple books around the globe in so many countries, touching the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. We pick topics like parenting and health and wellness, like wisdom and faith, forgiveness, and female leadership. And we craft these beautiful books with stories inside of them showing the rainbow of the topic. So, for example, in our entrepreneur book, we had Ignite the Entrepreneur, an amazing author from Romania who started a social media business with just a few dollars in her pocket, and all the way to a wonderful entrepreneur who lives in the US who is doing 160 million a year in his real estate company. These are the rainbow of stories of how to ignite entrepreneurship into your life. And what we do with all of our books is we share that rainbow of story, that front and back, that A to Z, that speaks to the heart of so many people around the globe. You can relate to an Ignite story because it has perseverance and dedication, because it talks about tenacity and commitment. And those are things we all relate to. It doesn't matter the color of your skin or where you live, what your home looks like, how much money you make. None of that applies when it comes to an Ignite story, because it really is about that hero or heroine's journey towards the greatest version of themselves. Now, they may trip and fall and still be persevering, but what they have is an attitude and a mindset to get them where they want to go. And I'm so blessed. I just love publishing Ignite stories because it gives people hope. It gives people possibilities. It shows people what they're capable of. If that person can do it, so can you. And that became the baseline of this show, to talk about Ignite moments in people's lives where they are stepping into igniting humanity. And it's been a wonderful journey of meeting people all over the globe from countries far and wide, talking about how they have had an Ignite moment in their life that has allowed them to feel committed to doing something that is ultimately helping others. And folks, that is a really important feature of the Ignite Humanity philosophy, is that when you improve yourself, when you help yourself, when you become your own rescuer, when you pull yourself out of the muck and you decide that you want to fulfill your life in a better, more enriching way, you make a ripple effect for other people to feel that they too can do something similar. And so I invite you to watch as many episodes as you can and learn about Ignite moments, and also decide, where in your life have you had an Ignite moment? Or where have you been at the precipice or the crossroads of something really powerful and you made a decision, and when you look back on it, you realize that was probably the best decision you ever made? It may have been hard or difficult at the time, but again, in hindsight, you realize you're grateful for that, for unfolding. Another value of igniting humanity, the essence of gratitude and knowing that everything that unfolds happens to us for a reason. There is a master plan, and the journey and the experience that you have had, well, it's only led you to something better. Each and every person has their own ignite moment, their own experience, their own understanding. And that makes that your unique IP. That's your intellectual property that no one else has. And that makes you incredibly interesting and dynamic. People want to listen and lean in when you're sharing your ignite moment. Now, why is that so important? Well, that creates empathy and compassion and camaraderie. In fact, when you tell someone your authentic story, you become closer to them and more connected. There's all kinds of things happening in your brain that makes you want to lean in and be connected to that person because you relate to their story on a human level. And that, folks, is another element of how we ignite humanity. I talked often about being on a plane one time, sitting beside a woman. And for most of the plane ride, she didn't say much to me. But near the end of the ride, she leaned over and started talking to me. And I, of course, struck up a conversation with her and asked her ignite moment. She shared that she was on a plane going to see her father, who she hadn't met since she was 3 years old. He had left the family and gone on in life, and she didn't know who he was. She just knew his name, the city he lived in. Of course, she knew her mother's name and his mother's name. And when she looked up the 27 different Miguel Luises who lived in that town, she was destined to believe that one of them was her father. And so she ran her finger along the page and stopped at one and phoned him and said, "Are you Miguel Luis? Was your mother's name Peggy? Did you marry a woman named Lisa?" And when he said yes, she said, "I'm your daughter." Now that's a powerful story filled with like goosebumps and excitement. But the interesting after effect of that is I really felt close to her. I felt connected to her. I felt like I knew her on a very intimate level and that we were friends. And it was special how our relationship unfolded when she shared such a precious story. And I thought to myself, if that plane were to crash, I would do everything to save her. Otherwise, if she hadn't have shared her story and the plane crashed, I would have only saved myself. And what I realized in telling these powerful stories is that it makes you care about other people on a new, unique, deeper level. And imagine if we could tell stories about one another, even in conflict and in trials and in tribulations. And when you think of all the times when people aren't getting along, if you really understood their story, if you knew their background, and if you could see them in a different light, other than in conflict, but in compassion, can you imagine how things could change? I believe that wars could be ended and conflict and racism and prejudice and all the ugly things that unfold in the world because we really don't know one another. We don't take the time to really see beyond the skin or see beyond the gender or see beyond the mistake. And we judge people so quickly without really knowing their story. Now imagine if you knew someone's story and that deeper understanding of them, how you would want to help them and support them, how you would find similarities and align with them. And if their story wasn't for you, you would know somebody who their story would connect with, and you would probably enjoy bringing those two people together. In fact, when you think about the many different things in the world that are binding people together, they're about commonalities. When you think of cancer patients or rape victims, or when you think about people who are overcoming addiction or people who are struggling through losing a child from drunk driving, they're creating groups and forming community based on their common denominator of their story. And that, folks, is healing people. That is bringing people together. Because we all want to feel like we belong. We all want to feel like we matter. And we all want to feel like we're a part of something. And so when your story aligns you with other people who've had a similar situation, and then you can move through your story to become a new version of yourself and gain a greater understanding of who you are. Imagine the power that you can evoke in doing something to help someone else. Now, you don't have to help the whole world. In fact, I don't think there's any one person who can reach every single person on the planet. But if one person can reach another person, if I can reach you And then you can reach another person, and that person can reach 5 people, and those people can reach 20 people. We can create a massive ripple effect. And all of us working together can create a beautiful web of connection and understanding, compassion, empathy, and the willingness to want to know one another before judging one another. That will change how our universe works, and that will improve our future for our kids and for our grandkids. We really all have to be thinking about the future. We've been very blessed to be living in a world that's super fantastic with all kinds of things and variables and gifts and experiences and travel. And yet much of that is changing. And we don't want to change it for the worse. We actually want to change it for the better. So how can we create more unity? How can we bring people together with more fostering of understanding? How can we help people recognize the true essence of one another and not the facade or the shield that we see or the mask that we buy into? I really want to encourage you to think about how you can ignite humanity by allowing your story to be a trigger point for somebody else to step into their story, to move through their story, to embrace their story, and then to love their story in a way that is going to help others. Well, I'll share with you on my quest to ignite humanity. I too had an ignite moment. After I realized that it was up to me to ignite humanity, I started researching other people on the planet who I feel are doing incredible things in the name of humanity. And one of those people was the Dalai Lama. Yes, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. I spent 7 months working towards meeting with him and was so blessed to travel to India and to go and meet him personally. Now, it was an ignite moment in itself because while Ignite Humanity is doing lots of different projects, we're writing books, we're doing a documentary, we're creating events. You can find out all about it at our website. But one of the things I had in mind was, wouldn't it be great if the Dalai Lama wrote an Ignite Humanity book? And so while I was sitting waiting to meet him, and it is a bit of a process when you go to the temple and you wait to meet him, I was a little bit nervous and I was sort of rehearsing in my mind, what would I say to the Dalai Lama with this very auspicious moment of connecting with him? And suddenly asking him to be in our book project felt very unimportant. What I really wanted was to connect with the essence of his spirit. I really wanted to feel how powerful and magnanimous he is in his desire to make such a beautiful mission in his life to ignite others. And so what I wanted to do was just speak to him briefly and then put my hand on his heart. I really wanted to feel his energy, and I just wanted to touch him and just bask in his magnificence. And so when I was introduced to him, His Holiness, this is Lady JB from Canada, I walked up, I took his hand, I kissed it and bowed, and then I reached up to touch him on the chest, to just feel his heart. And his security guard pulled my hand away. I wasn't allowed to touch him. But in a very powerful moment, His Holiness looked at me and smiled, his beautiful wide grin smile, and leaned his head forward, and we touched foreheads together. And it was in that moment that I heard so many wonderful messages from him. I was really clear about why I was there. And I really got the download about how important it was for me to go out and do my work. Now, my kids like to tease that, Mom, you got to Bluetooth with the Dalai Lama, because he just imparted his wisdom upon me in that very special connection. And when I left His Holiness, what I remember knowing inside my complete being was what he shared with me is that everything you need is inside of you. You already have everything you need. And I felt that so intuitively. And also what he shared was that this is your mission and you're meant to do this. So go out and do it. Do the work is what he told me. Do the work, and it will just take time, but never give up. Just do the work. And so here I am every day, showing up on Monday to Friday at this exact time to share with you and do the work to ignite humanity. I don't know exactly how much this show impacts everyone. I don't have all the stats on how people go out and what they take from this information and how create a ripple effect. But what I do believe and know in my heart, that is, if this message speaks to you, If helping others, if being magnanimous, if creating generosity, if having empathy, if exercising compassion, you believe will change the planet and you begin to do it, then I've done my job. Just one person mirroring that out into the world will allow another person to do it and another person to do it, and so on and so on. Now, you probably have an ignite moment in your life where you realize, I want to do my life differently. I'm excited to do things in a different way. And some things have happened to me to make me realize that it isn't all just about me. I have to be thinking about others. And there is a time in all of our lives where we step into the knowing that we are part of a collective consciousness and we are part of the world. And even though I live where I live, in my town, in my country, in my city, what I do filters out and impacts people around the globe in small ways, in big ways, and in ways I don't even know. But if I know that my behavior and that my attitude and that my morals and my ethics and my desire to ignite the planet is out there in consciousness and in awareness and intention, then I know that it will unfold. So you may want to decide today, what is your intention? What can you do? How can you step forward in doing something to make the world a better place for everyone? And the exciting thing is everybody has something different. Some people love the animals. Some people are into the weather and the environment. Some people are about technology. Some people are about water and filtration. Some people are about girls and trafficking and menstruation. Some people are about all kinds of different ways that we make this world a better place. So do that. Go after that. Follow that. Make your mark in that industry. Decide that you're going to carve out your own little ability to shift the consciousness and the awareness in exactly what is most important to you. And you may want to look at your ignite moment because that may help drive you forward in what you're interested in and what you're passionate about. And your story and your experience may encourage you to follow a path that you will be very, very powerful in. Now, let me take a moment to just remind you that at ignitehumanity.life, our website, we're talking about something really special, an alliance that we're creating called the Ignite Humanity Alliance, where you can be a part of other amazing individuals who want to move the needle on igniting humanity, not just talk about it, but actually create tangible results. And one of the ways we're doing that is through building schools. So blessed to build a school last June in Indonesia for kids who had been not going to school in a proper location. And so igniting humanity for me starts with literacy and reading and allowing people to know what's possible through the power of books and imagination and having the ability to read and write so that they can express their ideas and communicate with others on a really powerful scale. And so we work at building schools, and through that, and how we do that is through our book projects. We publish books and publish authors and tell their ignite moments and their stories and take them international bestseller in multiple different ways through the unfolding of their story. We teach them how to write it, how to craft it, how to uncover it. And then we show them through an entrepreneur journey how to publish it and market it and make a business from it and really use it as a platform to make a message to other people. And so I'm so excited to mention and share that the Ignite Humanity Alliance is a part of individuals not just coming together to build schools, but also to build a book and create the largest book compilation book ever. In addition, the Ignite Humanity Alliance will be speaking on stage at our events, and they'll receive a beautiful plaque that says they're part of the Alliance and a great, wonderful digital badge that they can put on their website to also share that they are committed to igniting humanity. Included in all of that, when we go to other schools and other countries to build those schools, the Alliance comes along with us to really be a part of the construction. There's so many wonderful ways that the Ignite Humanity Alliance is shifting the needle and making an impact on the things that we can do. And so if you are sitting there feeling like it's time for you to make a difference, and maybe you don't know how, well, join the Ignite Humanity Alliance, because in it is a think tank where we all get together and we really talk about and unpack and unfold the issues that are going on the planet and how we can actually make a difference and make it better. You'll find out all about the Ignite Humanity Alliance at our website in the link below. Now, if you've never read an Ignite book, well, I encourage you to go to our marketplace. You can find that on our website, igniteyou.life, and download one of our books and try them out and see the many different stories in them, because you will find that, you know what, in reading those stories, you too have a story to write. And we have a few new books coming up. I'll share Ignite Joy, talking about moments in your life that have sparked joy. Ignite Creativity, where people have decided that creativity and artistry is really where they want to go. And some Ignite moment prompted them to do that. We often have authors who were an accountant and then they wanted to be a dancer, or they were in a corporate job and they decided like, oh, they wanted to be a painter. And so creativity became the catalyst for their Ignite moment. We also are doing a really fun book called Ignite Connections with You and Your Furry Friends. And we've noticed that so many people have beautiful Ignite moments with them and their pets, where their pets have taught them something or shown them something or brought them back from the brink of depression, or a pet has been saved a child, or a pet has just been an incredible telepathic partner in teaching you these wonderful lessons. And so Ignite Connections is another book that we're up to. And all of those are starting in 2024. If you'd like to share your story in one of our books, we would love to have you there, because stories, in my opinion, are going to ignite humanity and they're going to bring us closer together. Now, if you want to be a part of our school build, please reach out to us. And if you are igniting humanity in your own unique way, tell us about it. Fill out our type form on the doc below and let us know what you're up to. Share with us how you're igniting humanity, because there's so much to learn from so many people around the globe. Don't be shy and think, oh, I'm not doing enough. You're doing enough for sure. And let us showcase you and bring some spotlight to what you're up to by bringing you on the show. Fill out the type form and we'll reach out to you, and we would love to have you and talk about what you're doing. And maybe you have a friend or somebody you know who is doing something spectacular in the area of helping others. Fill out the type form for them, and then we will reach out to them. It's always fun to collaborate and be connected with one another. And it makes a big impact when we do it together and we do it authentically. So much is happening in the world where people are learning and viewing each other in this false paradigm. Great cars and great food and great travel and all these wonderful glimpses of a person's life only when things are good. But the truth is, when things are often difficult and when you need to reassess, and maybe you're sitting at home and life is really challenging, these are the powerful moments that propel you forward. These are the times in your life when you're asked to do something different. These are the times when you can make a difference in not just your lives, but the lives of many, when you step up and decide you're going to do something differently. All right. Well, I hope that's been fun and enjoyable. And I want to just thank you for listening. If you stayed all the way to the end, bravo, because you truly are someone who's committed to igniting humanity. And I hope that you're interested in our program so that we can include you to be a part of it. Welcome to the Ignite family. I look forward to spending some time with you. And thank you for listening on how you can ignite humanity, because it just starts with us. All right, blessings. See you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.